Welcome to a special edition of Three's a Crowd. I'm Preston Vargas alongside Eli Atwood, and today we will do a bit of a different setup today. No regular sports news. We figured in the off season we every once in a while we do a list to get a debate going. Today is going to be our top 10 quarterbacks going into 2026. Are you ready, Eli?
I'm ready.
You want to start us off first, or you want me to?
Yeah, how should we start it off? Should we go 10 to 1 or 1 to 10?
Yeah, let's go 10 to 1. Save the best for
10 to
last.
1.
All right.
All right. Surrounding in the number 10 spot for me, I've got Dak Prescott. He's
Uh,
always been able to put the stats on the paper, but at the same time, he doesn't get the wins when it matters the most. Definitely got the veteran command, but at the same time, maybe not the most clutch player either. So it's kind of an interesting player there.
oh yeah, I can see that. I mean, has been to the playoffs the past couple of years. I mean, he's in my top 10 list as well, but just slightly higher up because of the numbers. But for number 10, for me, I have Trevor Lawrence. He had a good season last year, finally getting the groove things under Liam Cohen. Made the playoffs, but lost this season. So, but I think 10's a good spot for Trevor Lawrence here.
Yeah, I put Trevor Lawrence on the list as well, just a little higher up. Mainly due to how he ended off this last season, going into next year. I think he's got good potential to be one of the top five quarterbacks maybe next year.
I agree with that. And then
And next up, who do you have here for number nine?
number nine, I think this is the spot where I'm gonna put Caleb Williams. It's his second season last year. I think he showed tremendous upside in Ben Johnson's first season. Like I said, with Trevor Lawrence, I think he could contend for that top five spot next year. But I think for now, beating the Packers in the playoffs and then that throw against the Rams, even he did throw three interceptions in the playoffs. Let's not forget that. But I think once he cleans that up, he'll go further. But I think nine is going to be the appropriate spot right now.
Yeah, my number nine spot, I've got the same guy, Caleb Williams, sort of the
Okay.
anti-Dak Prescott in a way. Maybe the stats don't fly off the chart, but he's the king of improv. Doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. I mean, in the playoffs he kind of did, but a lot of those were maybe arguably not his fault also, but
Hmm.
at the same time, he's been able to create magic and get the
Yeah,
wins when they count the most.
absolutely. I mean, I look forward to the Bears next season. I think we win the Super Bowl, but and like I said, Caleb Williams can definitely play himself into that top 10 spot next year. So we go
Yeah, for sure.
so we go to number eight. Who you got?
At number eight, I've got Lamar Jackson. You
Oh,
know, one of the most dynamic athletes at the position, two MVP trophies. I mean, he's obviously been a great quarterback for many years, but slight dip in production this year bumps him down to number eight for me.
absolutely. This season wasn't the best for him. I mean, he missed a couple weeks because of injury in the middle of the season, and then Lamar Jackson is on my list, but just slightly higher. But number eight for me, you may be surprised at this, Josh Allen. I'm
Oh
looking
wow,
at
Josh Allen at eight.
comparing his stats to, because this is in my list. I went, what have you done for me lately? And that's in the past 4 years, good time frame.
Okay.
So Josh Allen, yeah, looking at his numbers for his MVP season, and I would have voted for him for MVP in 2024, but looking at his numbers didn't really jump off the charts. I mean, his touchdown interception ratio was good, and he guided his team to wins, but that was about it. His numbers weren't that great, only 3,700 yards passing that season. So I think eight is the best spot. I mean, he's had playoff success, but and not going to the Super Bowl is one thing, but I think for now, eight's going to be the best spot. This may be a hot take for me.
That's definitely a hot take. I've got him a good bit higher up on this list.
Oh yeah,
Mainly due to just what he brings to the team, the rushing upside, being able to make throws that no other quarterback can make at times.
Oh yeah.
Definitely works with maybe not the best receiving core. So
I
I
didn't
think that
take
is
into
what gives it
account
for me.
the rushing numbers. I took account
Yeah.
of the MVPs and all pros.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean the rushing touchdowns are definitely a big part of Josh Allen's weighting for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot to take that into consideration. Like that touchdown run he had against Kansas City in the regular season. I think
Yeah.
not this past season, but the year before. But who do you have at
Exactly.
number eight?
Number eight, that was Lamar Jackson. So
Oh
number
yeah,
seven for
okay, yeah.
me.
Number seven.
Yep.
We move on
Number
to
seven for me is where we find Trevor Lawrence making it into the list,
okay.
largely due to his second half of 2025 when he looked like the tank for Trevor that we thought he was going to be. So
Yeah.
hoping that he continues with this upside into next season.
And like I said, when I put Trevor Lawrence on my list, he has the upside. I think there's gonna be a he could make a deep playoff run this year for Jacksonville. We'll see. I think year two under Liam Cohen will be pretty good for him.
Yeah, I think some consistency will be much needed for him.
And then number seven for me, this is where I'm gonna put Sam Darnold. And the situation where what have you done for me lately? His past 2 years have gone off the charts. He made the playoffs with Minnesota, won a ring with them, but and it for me it was putting in the whole body of work over the past 4 years. And I did include those years where he he was with the Niners and with the Panthers in 22. But his years with the Vikings and Seahawks will probably put him top five. But I think looking at the full body of work, I think seven would be the most appropriate spot for him right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, he didn't even make my list. He's
Oh
probably on the
wow, really?
outside looking in. I mean, he had a solid year this year. It's just, I don't see him as that guy. I mean, in the playoffs, that's something that's undeniable. But I got to see another season of this to make sure that I know for sure that he still is that guy.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think for me the ring helps him out a lot getting that Super Bowl title. That's what propelled
Yeah, I
him.
agree. I was close to putting him in the list, but it's just those, like you said, until 2 years ago, he really hadn't done much. So,
Yeah, for sure. And that his playoff collapse with Minnesota last year, but he definitely conquered those demons this year, that's for sure.
yeah, for sure.
But year two
And
under this Mike McDonald's, or he's gonna get a new offensive coordinator this year. I think they got the
that's
49ers tight
true.
end coach. We'll see how he works out with him, and he could continue his ascent. But let's
Yeah, interesting choice by them not to hire from within. So we'll have to see how that goes.
oh yeah, I mean they have had success with the Niners defensive coordinators. I mean George Kittle, obviously top 10 tight end, maybe of all time, which
Yeah.
might be a stretch, but still solid tight end. Well, let's go to number six. Who do you have here?
At number six, I've got Justin Herbert.
Justin
He's the
Herbert.
prototype quarterback for me. Ranks above Lawrence just because of the high security, high volume passing floor. I think he's the most gifted pure thrower in all of the league. Rarely makes like terribly catastrophic mistakes.
For Justin Herbert, definitely a controversial quarterback. Some say he's great, others say he's not. I didn't even have Herbert in my top 10 to be honest,
Yeah,
because
well, I guess that switches out for Sam Darnold.
but for me, I think this is where I would rank Dak Prescott comfortably at number six. I mean, even though he missed portions of the season to get in 2023 and that or no 2024 and 22, he still played well in those 23 years or the 23 season where they made the playoffs as the two seed even though they lost to the Green Bay Packers. He showed he can put up the numbers but doesn't have the playoff wins. I mean, Dak Prescott's definitely a tough quarterback to evaluate in terms of success.
Yeah, for sure.
And he had no
Eh,
defense last year. That's the thing.
that's true, but at the same time, he does have lots of offensive weapons, so it makes it tough to use that as a total excuse.
And today, as of an hour ago, they just franchise tagged George Pickens, so you'll have him maybe for another season.
Yeah, that'd be good for him.
And
And then
then
going into number five, who do you have there, Preston?
this is where I would put Lamar Jackson. Of course, like you said, this season didn't have the best season, but over the past few years, he's first team All Pro in the last two seasons in 2023 and 24, won the MVP in 23. I think once he's back healthy, and I'm excited for him under this new Declan Doyle offense. We'll see how he does this season. How about you?
Yeah, for me at number five, I've got Drake May.
Drake May.
He's definitely an up and comer, with a future of success, or at least a future outlook here. And he's got this total of the offensive load for the Patriots in 2025.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Honestly, maybe would have put him a little higher, but with his playoff performance, I had to bump him down a little bit to number five here.
And yeah, you're right. His playoff performance wasn't the best, but I mean, he got to the Super Bowl. It didn't play well there, that's for sure. It did have a touchdown pass, but I think next year you'll see a lot more out of him. But actually, in fact, I think next season I'm predicting the Patriots to go below their win total because Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year. I don't know if anyone talks about the Coach of the Year curse in the
Oh
NFL.
yeah,
It happened it struck last year with Kevin O'Connell.
yeah. We'll see if it happens again.
Yeah, we'll see. And then so I went number five, you went number five. So we go number four now.
Number four.
And this is where I'm going to put Drake May in my list at number four.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, we both had him pretty close there.
For me, it was his runner-up to MVP, and then you still guided the Patriots to the Super Bowl. That's one thing. You don't get there on accident, even though you didn't have Bo Nix in that AFC Championship game, that snow globe. The Broncos really should have won that game. It was just huge coaching errors for Sean Payton and that team.
Yeah, for sure. Coaching errors came in, but at the same time,
You still
there's
got your
some to
team there
throw. Yep,
to Santa Clara, and that's the main goal. How
that's true.
about you at number four? Who do you got?
At number four, I've got Joe Burrow,
Joe Burrow.
best surgical distributor in the league. He obviously has been hurt recently, but when he's on the field, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, no doubt.
Wow, Joe Burrow. Interesting. He didn't even make my list either.
Yeah, I'm wondering who you have up here because I've got a
So,
few spots where I don't know what you got.
there's there's a few spots up there, but Joe Burrow, I mean, I think he's a solid quarterback, but I mean, he led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, I think in 24 or 23, I think, but missed the playoffs. And you're right, I'm not going to fault him for that, but his defense wasn't didn't carry him. That's the thing.
Yeah, kind of a similar situation here.
He was borderline top 10 for me, but there's so many good quarterbacks in this league. He
Yeah, it's tough.
just got left out. That's the thing about this list because you
Yeah, it
can't
kind of
be,
just depends what you weight. I mean, if you really are weighting his games played, Joe Burrow obviously falls a lot farther down this list.
and that's the thing with this season. He didn't even when he did come back, he didn't play particular particularly that well, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
wasn't really holding this season to him at all, honestly, just because of the injury.
And then see 24 and 23. I think 22 was the last time he made the playoffs. And then I think they went to the AFC title game against the Kansas City Chiefs and lost that game. Almost went to the Super Bowl back-to-back years, but still haven't found their way back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they haven't found their way back, and that's one of the things we'll have to see next few years with Joe Burrow. Can he get it done?
And we'll see. I think next season is going to be a make or break year for the Cincinnati Bengals. That's for sure.
For sure, yeah.
And then my number
And
three,
yeah,
this
I was gonna say going to number
yeah,
three.
this is where I'm going to put Patrick Mahomes. Obviously,
Hmm.
He's a four-time champion, won two Super Bowls in the past few years, went to another one, even though they got blown out. This season he played well, even though it wasn't the season that up to Mahomes standards, but I think still if you weigh the body of work that he's made deep runs in the playoffs, that's number one, even though he didn't make it this year, got hurt in the game that they got eliminated, but I th Mahomes still top three for me. He's not number one, but top three for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely the top three for me as well.
Okay.
And and for me at number three though, I've got Matthew Stafford, one of the
Matthew
best
Stafford. Interesting.
best seasons here this year. I mean, MVP candidate, but at the same time, I just don't quite see with part of the issue is Matthew Stafford is getting a little bit older, so here in the next
Yeah,
few years, I could see him falling off a little bit, but at the same time too, got to see some playoff performance. And obviously, he had the 1 year, but other than that year, he's kind of been struggling a little bit.
absolutely. Stafford is on the list for me as well, but I think Stafford is he won the MVP this season, got an all pro for the first time in his career. I think by far his it was definitely his best statistical season in his career. And obviously won the Super Bowl in 21. He has a chance to do it again this year. Hopefully he doesn't. The Bears make it over the Rams. But still Stafford's a solid quarterback and is coming back for another year. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely got another year left in the tank.
Oh yeah. And then number two, for me, this might be a controversial pick, but I'm going to
I
go with
mean,
Jared Goff here at number two.
that's definitely a controversial pick, undoubtedly, I'd say.
But here's
What's
the reasoning behind
I
that
was gonna say, what's your
because
logic?
because he's the offense for Detroit led by Ben Johnson through those years from 23 to 24, passed for over 4,000 yards each of those years. I mean, well into 4,500 yards in most of those years. And then his touchdown to interception ratio has been it's been good, but not great. A lot more touchdowns than interceptions, that's for sure. It helps me have weapons like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Gibbs, all those guys. And I think that his consistency is what brought him to number two. It was a debate for me on whether to put him above Mahomes, but looking at playoff runs, he did have a deep playoff run in 2023 when he made it to the NFC title game. Almost made the Super Bowl, but the going for it on fourth down, that's Dan Campbell's reason they didn't make the Super Bowl. Even though they did make the playoffs the last season, he still put up solid numbers.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a consistent guy, and when you add up the 4 years, I'm sure he ranks highly, but at the same time, I just don't quite see him as the game changer as the rest of these quarterbacks on this list.
I mean, for me, next season, I'm actually picking the Lions to finish last in the NFC North. I don't like their new offensive coordinator, Pet Singh. I think I don't think he's going to be the right fit for him there. And depending on how his team can stay healthy next year, it's going to depend.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. I mean, honestly, Jared Goff didn't even make my list, and he's at number two for you, so
Who do you
it's
have
a
at
hot
number
take,
two?
I'd say. Number two, I've got a guy you had on the list a little farther down, Josh Allen,
Oh, Josh
most
Allen.
dangerous dual threat quarterback in the league. He's both the primary passer and leading rusher for his team, at least in terms of touchdowns. So I think just that combination of skill, and he's one of those guys, he can make the throws when you need him the most.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, I didn't take into account the dual threat quarterback, but we take that into to an account. I would have probably put him like maybe number four, but I think Josh Allen leading his team to the playoffs. And that game against the Broncos, he had that inexplicable fumble that led to a score, which probably cost them the game, in my opinion. But
Yeah, definitely.
other than that, he's had solid playoff wins. Finally won a playoff game on the road in Jacksonville this past season. But I think the sky's the limit. We'll see how he does under new head coach Joe Brady. And he's going to be a father next year, so we'll see what happens here down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. And now it's on to number one. I think I have a guess who you are. I think you could probably
Yes.
guess mine.
Yes,
Number
for me
one, I've
it's
got,
or
huh? Say
you go
what?
first.
Are we gonna guess? Do you want to guess? We can guess if you want.
All right. I'll guess for you, Patrick Mahomes.
Correct. And I'm gonna guess you've got Matthew Stafford up there.
Yes, sir. So, like we said before, we'll start with we'll start with Mahomes. Why you have him number one? I'm sure I know the answer.
Yeah, I mean, he's the undisputed king. He's number one because of his postseason success. I mean,
Yes.
at least within this generation, there's nobody as consistent as Mahomes. He gets to the Super Bowl and he wins in the Super Bowl. Whenever the game is on the line, it matters the most. No one else is quite on that same level of clutch.
Absolutely. Almost went for that three-peat last year. If he would have done that, he would have been number one on my list. But yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes, we'll see how he bounces back from that knee injury next season. But for number one, it's going to be Stafford for me. I think that over the longevity of his career, he's still putting up numbers. I think next year is going to be his 17th or 18th season. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think something like that. I think 18th maybe.
But throughout all that time, he's played on a bad Detroit team, still put up good numbers there, even though we're not looking at numbers from back then. It's what have you done for me lately? What he's done for me lately, MVPs, even though he missed time in 22, he still bounced back in 23, making the playoffs and been consistent there in that category. And then going back to he almost made the Super Bowl this year, and then nearly knocked off the Super Bowl champion Eagles in that snowstorm the year before. So yeah, I think it's Stafford at number one for me. I think that's probably the thing for me there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I understand the logic, especially with the recent success.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button and join us for another episode. We'll probably do more things like this every couple of weeks or so, but in the meantime, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back for another episode on Monday. And anyways, have a good evening.